Hello viewers, me and team here, and welcome to Let's Play Civilization 4 Hall of Fame Challenger Series. This will be Game 7 in the series. Yes, no change in updates from my previous game. This is being played pretty closely to my last one. So, yeah, nothing special going on there. So what are the rules for this one? Space Colony on Emperor. Space Colony is the Beyond the Sword version, obviously. On an archipelago map, normal speed, and we have to have barbarians. Interesting on this map is the opponents. You have Hannibal, Elizabeth, Hoyana, Capac, Wang Khan, and he's definitely going to be one this game. Mansa Musa, Pakal, Willem van Orange, and Ragnar. So basically every financial leader except for I think Darius has used for as opponents. And the other thing you can take away from this is that Be Cool is a monster, man. Not only is he currently leading the Hall of Fame statistics here, and has really only had one bad game, and I think that's game 8 is... Yeah, it's like one city challenge score or something, and he probably tried to win something other than religious, which is what put him behind. But he has a history of kind of dominating, as he took the previous challenge series set 2 with nothing worse than a top 3 finish. So yeah, that's pretty monstrous. I don't think he was very active prior to then, but whatever. So Be Cool looks poised to repeat his win. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to be trying to make it into the top 5 while casting games and not paying much attention to micro. We'll see how that goes. Presuming Game 6 gets accepted, I would be placing 5th ahead of only KCD Swede, and that would bump me up by 6 points. Oh geez, what's going on here? Well, it would put me in the top 5. Apparently having some internet questionables. Here we go. Challenge. Yeah, a 5th place finish would give me plus 6 points, and that would vault me all the way up to 4th, but only temporarily, as there's still a lot of games to be played. And then, of course, people can beat me out in other submissions and drop the points I'm getting from them. That already happened in Game 5. I was bumped down a notch, but I'm probably going to redo some of these, not casting them, but just redo them using strategies that I highlighted in the videos to get a better time. Anyway, interestingly enough, Be Cool used Johnny, so the Portuguese have the top spot right now. And considering the kind of map it is, that doesn't surprise me a whole lot. He probably even got some use out of the normally trashy, unique building they have. But the big draw for him is just the rate at which he can expand and even pick up intercontinental holdings. I'm going to try a different approach, and I clicked on the wrong thing there. I'm going to go with some deliberate cherry tapping, yes. Roosevelt of America. Well, the one thing that's good about Roosevelt is that he can get Great Lighthouse really quickly, and that will factor into my strategy, as Great Lighthouse is incredibly powerful on maps like this. Also might consider Colossus, or maybe I'll consider Colossus over Great Lighthouse. Depends on my resources and my mood and luck. And okay, the other things, I have to have barbs on, so they're on. Permanent alliances are on, so I could potentially make abuse of that. No vassal states, that's pretty important on a space win. Keep the AI hating each other, none of this capitulation to speed up their rate of choosing a new target. And no events, because I'm never going to play with events if I'm given a choice. Events are garbage. Looking at the AI leader personalities, Hannibal, Elizabeth, let's see here. Most of these guys aren't too bad with the exception of Ragnar, and there's definitely going to be some AI hate. For example, Ragnar is going to despise Elizabeth. Most of the others are not very aggressive or don't plot war at pleased. So this has the potential to be a fairly peaceful game, with the exception of Ragnar stomping on somebody or getting stomped on by somebody, as Mansa Musa will hate him as well. If he falls behind an attack, he'll lose. If he declares on somebody and kills them early, then he can be a problem. But I don't anticipate it being too much of a problem on Emperor. Snaky continents, because out of these, the most powerful snaky continents, and we are going with low sea level. And my reason for doing low sea level is that there's more land, and with more land you can get more tech. Off we go. I said Fail. Yeah. My name is spelled Phail. You thought my name was Phil. No. But here we are. Roosevelt of the United States. Should I re-roll or should I just go with it? Ha! Re-roll. Now, when you're running Buffy mod, which is what I'm running, you can hold down Alt and slam down on the G key. I think that stands for GG, as in good game, noob, and regenerate the map. And yeah, you can even do that after settling. Or if your game is looking really bad, you can reload your 4000 BC save and slam Alt G again. Awesome. So what am I looking for here? I have no idea. I'm just trying to get a cheap, overpowered start so I can pretend I'm better than I actually am. This is very interesting. Very high food. 3 hills. Wouldn't be a bad Great Lighthouse start. Would be incredible food. Interesting. Interesting. If I go with seafood early, I can get some commerce, and I can use that as a means to fuel a fast oracle. Yes, even to the detriment of working the corn, although I don't think that's as big a deal. And yeah, we even get to grow on a 3 food, 1 commerce tile here. I don't know, I'm just trying out new builds. Been reading through some Succession games of the month, playing around with stuff, seeing what's possible, what isn't. Trying to get a little bit better at the game, even though I don't micro. There's always ways to get better. So, we'll have a look. We'll see if it flops or if I get some success. I'm going to start exploring around. Man, there's a lot of jungle. Every start I've rolled has had some jungle right near my capital. Fortunately, City 2 looks pretty darn good here. And I can just drop it here, share some food, get the pigs hooked up. I'll need a border prop for the fish, but might be able to pull that with my capital. Ha! Yay! A random tech benefit. And with bronze working, I can probably whip a worker. Okay. Now, do I get anything from growing on this to pop 3? Probably not. Losing some commerce if I go to emphasize production, but I think the food returns are better. So we're going to do that. Help out my expansion, my growth curve. The idea here is just not to go too crazy on the wonders, and if this is an isolated start, I'm probably going to need to reload it. Man, I picked low sea level and everything. It's craziness. Come on now, game. Yeah, so I'm gonna take that. The fish is the best tile. And it's actually stronger than the corn, since the corn isn't wet. Although I had to sacrifice getting a worker for that. One other thing I could do is switch over to worker now. Cancel this. And use... I do have agriculture already, yeah. Use the pop I grew. Okay, there we go. There's somebody, a victim. Yeah, use the pop I grew plus slavery to whip out the worker and get started on the corn. Fairly fast start. Decent commerce. Got 1 happiness resource in the ivory, assuming I can get there. And Elizabeth has met people, so... Okay. Actually, whipping the worker not going to work because I'm actually just going to be able to produce it right away. Alright then. Well, it's early commerce, which I might need with what I'm planning. Now, do I want to go right for mysticism? Huh. Let's take a look at my capital. I will get a worker in one turn. Could build a second worker. Priesthood. Do I want that next? Or do I want to grab something like the wheel next? Can also use animal husbandry a lot. It's already turned 21. Yeah, let's go with the animal husbandry approach. Try and get some more research out. And I'm going to need some commerce here too. And what better way to get it than through slaving workboat? And I should let my worker finish. Go here. It'll take 5 turns. Less than 5 turns to regrow, so I'm safe to whip a workboat and not lose too many turns working a great tile. Man, why am I microing? I just said I wasn't going to do that. This isn't even good micro anyway. This is sloppy micro. You know, I'm avoiding like truly huge, terrible mistakes, but even so, that's only a temporary thing, I'm sure. Sure, I'll choke eventually. Yeah, 2 turns, go on to that, and we'll be in good shape. Warriors for safety. It's a safety warrior. So now we have a farm set up. I'm going to go ahead and chop. Yeah. Definitely want a second city before Oracle. Marble's way too far away to use for Oracle. And there we go. Hannibal and Elizabeth already dislike each other. Yeah, with these snaky continents like this, you have some very easy to hold military chokes. But you also, you do pretty well with the amount of land that you get versus other archipelago settings. And I think a workboat chop would be nicer. Although I don't like this working crappy tiles here. Oh. There we go. Quickly mine that. Yeah, with the extra commerce from the seafood, I might be able to pull something off. But I'm not losing a lot by working that. Hey, that makes my second city site even better. Next we will go with wheel. No, I don't need it. Well, I want to get started on Oracle faster in case of production bottlenecks. I'm not going to calc it out. There we go. Derp micro. And then I just slam A on my workboat because it'll do the work for me. It's so good. Okay, settler next. Yeah. And I think I will slow grow that settler. Well, with a chop. Do I have wheel? No. Do I need wheel? No, not yet. But yeah, the reason is that I can get lots of commerce from working all these tiles. 5 commerce over base, so that should give me a decent shot at hitting the Oracle quickly. No workers to steal, it's too far away. Turn 35. I should be able to get to metal casting reasonably. Unfortunately, I don't have any copper, but I am industrious, so just rely on that for a lot of the early game. Let's see here. Colossus costs 250 plus cheap forge 120. Not bad, really. I'll go ahead and chop that out. Oh, my river went in 2 tiles. That's right, because I'm getting the commerce here. Okay. The problem with that, I should have gone animal. Oh, I have animal husbandry. Whew. That's right, because I can see horse. Thought I blew it already. We'll see how long that guy lives on Auto Explorer. I mean, suicide. Alright, settler is in. It's a bit late for Stonehenge. I really don't need Stonehenge, so off we go. Yep, same tiles being worked. And this should also be a strict commerce boost for City 2. It's also a good city overall, so I'm happy to take it quickly. Yeah, even after the factoring of the gold, City 2 is pretty consistently useful to get out sooner rather than later. The real question is what I build in it, and I think the answer to that is fairly obvious. I'm going to want a monument, and I'll probably whip it off of pig turns. That way I can reach the horse and fish soon. And I'm going to be trying to oracle metal casting, is what I've been getting at here. So, by doing that, I should also have protection against any barbed galley trouble, although it's unlikely to be too bad anyway. But also, I can get my cheap forges, and whatever. Colossus for the coast tiles. Colossal Colossus creates commerce constantly, I believe that goes. That's something I made up a while back. Here, I almost want to try to sneak a 3rd settler. Need to somewhat expose myself. This is going to be a rough city, though. The alternative is just another worker, which isn't bad either. I think we'll go at that route. I will chop out another worker, chop out Oracle, and then get somebody over there to deal with the barbarians. That should work out decently. Pasture done, so in 2 turns I can whip the monument. Normally I wouldn't settle a city that needs a border pop to be good on, as a second city, but pig tile is really high yield and it's close, so it had a lot going for it for me in the early game. So we'll just go ahead and drop a worker. Go ahead and whip this. And yeah, what turn am I on anyway? Well, whatever. I wish there was a way I could see that more consistently. 51. Yeah, it's looking like I'll have a pretty good chance to get that in a timely manner, which is useful. Got a monument in what would be a good thing to build next. I think another warrior. Just keep barbs a little bit out of my hair. No biggies here. And oh yeah, we've already diverted hammers to Oracle. That's fine. Although, am I going to be production limited or research limited? They're actually very close, surprisingly. I think I'm going to be research limited of all things. So maybe I don't want to be doing that. Maybe I want to be continuing to work this. At least until I'm closer to my cap. Well, it is a more productive tile overall, too. And getting wheel sooner wouldn't kill me. No warrior in here. Maybe able to get another one. Do I need... No. We're going to actually put this forest back here. Not sure why they want to work it, but okay. And yeah, I guess I can't do much else until the wheel is in. I'll help out with the chopping. Farming the bananas temporarily should help me out. The other thing I could do is maybe I could sneak a little bit faster Oracle here. Go ahead and fortify that there. If I were to come one down, actually, I could block all barb spawns except for right there. But what I really want is to get a warrior up into these hills. That way wandering archers would attack and do losing odds. Okay, well. Pottery in 6 or 5 turns. It looks like I just need to micromanage it just a little bit and I'll be fine. And then we'll quickly connect this via road and start roading out to city number 3. Oracle in 4. Oracle in 5. We're just going to have to juggle it. That's all there is to it. I'll leave you there. And actually a workboat wouldn't be a bad build here either, now that I'm closing in on being able to use it. Pottery in 3. Ah, so frustrating. Okay, so they're going to complete the road this turn anyway. No, actually, they, this Oracle configuration is better. I think. We'll see. Whatever, we'll just keep juggling it. No, there we go. Late Stonehenge, wow. Well, at least this almost guarantees that I'm going to be able to grab a Colossus, power my early tech, and research by a decent margin. Also be able to get a granary into Washington. Not that I should be whipping it, it's got so many good tiles. So maybe I won't build a granary there right away, but certainly in new cities it's going to be a welcome addition. I think it's fairly clear. I don't have any seafood down here, so I'll drop a city like this. Pick up the pigs, which is an excellent tile, even if it's by itself. And okay, now that we have access to them, let's get the horses. And let's see what we got here. We can whip. That's what we got. And let's put in another workboat on the queue for exploration. Could certainly help us as well. There we go. I'll grab metal casting. Pretty good for an industrious leader. Now, unfortunately I don't have copper. Man, if I had copper, everything would be golden. I think writing has to be the next bet. I really do want to get to a decent tech quickly. Once again, slow build settler. Yeah. And this outputs commerce pretty nicely. Settlers, your city, your angry citizens don't eat food while building, workers and settlers. So I can just use the capital as a pump temporarily. Go ahead and fortify you here. I'm going to actually choke him down, because once I settle a city here, I'll be able to spawn bust the majority of this. Go ahead and chop that out. Really not a whole lot else to do. Maybe just road that. Sailing would be helpful too, but really only in tandem with writing. And do I have any immediately useful seafood? Not immediately, so I'll go ahead and explore with the workboat. If only I had a forest that was won over, but this should help. Keep down on the barbed levels. Spawn busting here, pretty useful. Yeah, this city definitely wants a granary. Let's work our food, please. Our best tiles. Although, how long until I... You know what? I'll leave the governor to that. So I'm just going to grow into unhappiness, like, instantly. Where it's not quite as useful. Yeah, here we have 5% fortify and a barbarian archer. There's a decent chance I'll lose, but I have a pretty good chance of winning, too. And I don't look like an ass for a change. My warrior holds up. And yeah, I had roughly 68% chance of winning that fight. So could be better, but you could do worse than a 68% chance of winning as well. Quickly chop this. Man, does anyone want to open borders yet? Yeah, here we go. Surprisingly, my worker is still alive, or my exploring warrior is still alive. It's news to me. Let's see if he follows that path. He doesn't want to do anything for the moment. That's fine too, I suppose. Do I want some cottages? I think in my only riverside city, my answer to that question is yes. I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot else, so we'll just start with a pre-chop or whatever. I might as well road this too, give myself some health. Yeah, whatever. That's a simple enough request. Doesn't hurt me very much to do it. And yeah, then we just sprint this guy over and we're good. I could workshop too. Go ahead and chop that. And with the presence of my workers, maybe I could even get away with sneaking this guy up a little bit. I'm going to want another defender soon, though. Okay. You're going to need to help out with the pasture. Another big tech here would be currency, but I think the trade route yield from getting sailing first is the best thing I can do for the moment. I'm not going to want to expand too much beyond my current amounts until I can get a better tech enabler here. Could also just whip a library or a forge. A forge wouldn't be a horrible thing to whip. The problem is I need to settle this direction to do anything decent. Okay, settle this. Instant chop. And oh god, barb archer. I guess I could just bring a chariot out into the fray if I need it, though. I have the road network, so that wouldn't be so bad. I could use something with the ivory. Maybe I'll drop a settler here to eventually take over some sugar and ivory. And yeah, sure enough, I lost. It's not good. It's not a good sign. I'm going to need to get something over there ASAP to protect that city, in addition to another warrior to replace the role that one was doing. I think now wouldn't be a bad time for a granary. And I'll spend my chop here. Now, Chariot and 4 will do it. I'll actually grow into unhappiness. Am I working on my mines and my capital, or can I share that? I can share it, because I'll just whip instead. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Never mind. Because I can't use more than 4 tiles in my capital. But why are you using... You see, no, that's not good. We're going to give the mine over to New York. New York can use it more eventually. Washington is massively unhappy. We're just going to go ahead. Put the granary, overflow into the forge. This is interesting. I didn't realize this was available. but because it is, I have more city sites than I initially